So recently I've been noticing I'm very good at predicting someone's zodiac sign because I have mastered like what vibe connects with each zodiac sign. So that's kind of what this video is going to be about. Like, I'm going to explain to you what vibe you give based on your zodiac sign. I'm telling you, I have looked at a group of people and I've realized, wait a minute, they all act the same. So, starting off strong, let's start with Scorpios, okay? I love that. Like starting off strong because you guys can be intense. So, I know someone is a Scorpio just without knowing anything about them. Without knowing anything about you, like just off of the surface level, right? You guys literally ooze a sexy aura. I swear to God. I've always been right. That's actually what drew me to my own man. Um, and then even when I'm listening to songs, it's been like several times where if a song just I can't even explain it because it's a way it's in you guys' aura, I'm telling you. Because you these people aren't talking about like mm, like they're not like some of the rappers like Cardi B and them. You know what I mean? Like just straight just blatant about it. Like it's in you guys' aura. So when I'm listening to songs, right? I have predicted several times. I'm like, that person's a Scorpio, and I can tell by the vibe of the song. It's like super sexy. And I've always been right. I've always been right. So then I came to realize, like, even with just me looking at people, like, I need you guys to understand if you don't know what you come off, you really like you have such a appeal. I don't want to say the word, but like a sexy appeal, okay? You do. You really do. You ooze it. And I think that is so dope. So when I think of Scorpios, you know what I think of? I think of the guy in the movies. And like back in the day, let's say 80s movies, right? And he has on a leather jacket, he got the cigarette in his hand, he's riding the motorcycle, his hair is gelled back, and all the ladies are like lusting after him. Scorpio. That is what you guys give. Exactly. Like down to all the details, like the black. And that's another thing that I wanted to talk about. I really like you guys' darkness. Like Scorpios are controversial, basically. Like they are super comfortable with like dark humor and taboo topics and just things that like the ordinary person wouldn't talk about. I know that I can turn to a Scorpio and have those conversations without them like being kind of judgmental. And then they're good at keeping secrets, so I know that the conversation will be between me and them. Oh, and that's another thing that Scorpios have told me is if you're a Scorpio, you're going to notice that a lot of people tend to tell you their secrets. It's because of what I just explained, basically. So I noticed that I find myself telling Scorpios like things I really would not tell anyone. Okay, no one. Like Scorpios, one thing I will say is if it's somebody that knows me very well, it's going to be a Scorpio. Okay, because I feel comfortable telling them my secrets. Okay. Let me hold on. Let me put my phone on the charger cuz I am spitting right now. One sec. So, yeah. Um and I think what also makes me trust Scorpios is the fact that they're dark. So it's like you kind of invite people, like when you get close to people, you invite people to also mirror that. So I feel safe. They make me feel safe with like my taboo thoughts. I also really enjoy like when you date them. I mean, I love like how they're super kinky in the bedroom and stuff like that. And they're into just think of like your wildest fantasy. You can probably do that with a Scorpio. Or the thing with Scorpios is they're going to exceed that fantasy. So yeah, they're really wild and experimental in the bedroom. What else? Also, okay, I said this in my last video, but I'm gonna explain it differently. I have been noticing with Scorpios, so they're ruled by intensity and darkness. So yeah, That's why, oh, they're ruled by um bedroom activities. I can't say that word. They're ruled by darkness and intensity. And so, getting to the intensity part, I think it's kind of cute how Scorpios, y'all can't even help yourself. Like, y'all are gonna find something to be on a 10 about, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna find something to be intense about, whether it is your romantic partner you're intense with, whether it's a certain topic that you're intense with, a fixation, like, yeah, that is just something they can't even help themselves. I'm like, sometimes I am just like, dang, do you ever take breaks? No, breaks and Scorpios, they don't match. Like once Scorpios find their thing, that's it. They're intense when it comes to that thing. So, yeah. Um, yeah. And it's like I when I observe them, right? And they're finding whatever it is to be intense about, I just think in my head like it's almost like they can't even control themselves. They can't even step back. Like so yeah, you guys are always on a 10. Okay, so let's move on. The next person that I want to okay, let's talk about Aquarius. So how I know someone is an Aquarius is when they give you guys scream keep it playa. And what I mean is, Aquariuses are like the aloof sign, extremely nonchalant. So they're the types, like, when it comes to being unbothered, Aquarius, they own that word. Okay. You guys scream unbothered, keep it playa, nonchalant. So you're the type, and every single Aquarius that I have ever met, ooh, in my life gives those vibes. So, even when you look at, let's say, Blueface and Krishan, right? Krishan would be unhinged, bouncing off the walls, and Blueface is just sitting back, staring at her like, "You done?" Aquarius, you could be screaming at the Aquarius, and they're not going to show you an emotional reaction. They just won't. They don't. It's almost like they can't process being emotional out in the public. So my friend, my best friend, she was an Aquarius. She would be emotional, but it would be behind closed doors where no one can see. But when it comes to the public, no, they're very like shrug their shoulders, you done? All right, like they're the types to just they're unbothered. And what I realized by being close friends with an Aquarius is they're an intellectual sign. So it's not that they don't have emotions, it's that they're smart enough to process it behind closed doors. They process their emotions. They are the epitome of think before you speak. Think before you do this. Think before that's Aquarius. So that's why they come off as very nonchalant because they've already processed their emotions behind closed doors. So I love that. I love that vibe. That whole keep it playa, love it. You guys wear that really good. Okay, so the next sign that I want to talk about is let's talk about Capricorn. So I forgot them in my last video, and you want to know why I forgot Capricorns? I want to tell you why. They are so chill, it's hard to read them. So an example would be Ice Spice, Aaliyah. Let's talk about it. So when you think of Ice Spice when she's in performing mode, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when Ice Spice is on an interview, getting to know the person. When she's being interviewed, people say Ice Spice, they say she has no emotions. She comes off as very flat. No, that's just Capricorns. Um, when Ice Spice is being interviewed, she has a very extremely chill personality, especially with her being from not only New York but the Bronx. People from the Bronx are extremely like loud, and I'm from the Bronx, and like super like she's super chill to be from not only New York but the Bronx because people out here have very vibrant personalities. So I feel like that is the Capricorn in her. Capricorns it was hard for me to even say anything about you guys because I can't. You're too chill to read. And you know what's so funny? My dad is a whole Capricorn, right? And we were the best of friends growing up. But he was chill. He didn't do anything. You guys really don't be doing anything. And that's what they be saying about Ice Spice. She has this like flat, like no emotion effect. They're just chill. Like even Aaliyah. Oh, and that's another thing. When I think of Capricorns, I think of classy and chill. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but when Ice Spice is just talking to people and she's not performing, she does to me have a classy vibe because she's not like hyped up. She's very like laid back. And to me, that gives classy. And same with Aaliyah, okay? You got to hear me out when I talk, okay? I know that's a little bit wild to put Ice Spice and classy in the same sentence, but I'm thinking about her when she's like just in a normal state. Her energy does give that. She's not doing too much. She's not like speaking ratchetly and stuff like that. But anyways, even Aaliyah had an extremely classy vibe. Like when I think of a celebrity with such a soft spoken, like the epitome of soft spoken and classy when she speaks, it's when they speak. It's so crazy how like when they speak, it just screams chill, classy. And I started noticing that about a lot of Capricorns. So yeah. Okay, so the next sign that I want to talk about, let's talk about Geminis. So I always know someone is a Gemini when they slowly morph into the complete opposite personality type. Okay? Always. And I've observed this in celebrities. So we're going to use Donald Trump, Kanye West, Steve Lacy, and Tupac. Tupac. Beginning of his career, he was a gentleman. I love women. Women are the best. He slowly morphed into the opposite extreme, which is super like all red pilled out and F these hoes and y'all hoes and curse word, like totally not respecting women anymore at all. Gemini. Okay, let's look at Kanye West. We watched Kanye West transform. Kanye West went from very hip hop, very hood, and then all of a sudden his English sounds super suburban, super like proper, almost like he was imitating like a white man. So I feel like he kind of morphed. He went from the typical like like Black American and the hood environments, that type of aesthetic, and then morphed into like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, yeah, literally the opposite. Okay, Steve Lacy, if you know Steve Lacy, he actually has a song about this. I think he knows, I think he's aware that he's a Gemini because he has a song about his friends complaining that he's changed. Okay? And yeah, no, I noticed it when I was listening to his music. I used to love Steve Lacy's music, so I would pay close attention. When he first came out, and even if you look at his interviews, he would talk very with Avi, so African American vernacular English, so like very like yeah, and then he morphed into like more of like a whitewashed towards the end of his career with like just his style and everything and the way he talks and stuff like that. And he has a song about his friends pointing it out in the song. Um, I forgot what that song was called, but it goes, I changed, you changed, like something like that. And the friends in the song was like, you talk all white now. And I was like, oh my God, Gemini! People like they'll mention something and I just want to scream and shake them. And I'm like, it's because of their zodiac sign. A lot of what you're complaining about, you have to realize the person cannot help it. It's their zodiac sign. So, like, Scorpios cannot help but to find something to be intense about. They can't. I've watched them and I'm like, you can't even help yourself. You don't even realize that you're on a 10 right now with this topic or whatever, right? Geminis, they can't help but to morph into the opposite personality. When you look at their zodiac sign, it's like a twin. It's a twin turning their back on each other, I think. So it's like kind of representing like polar opposites. I don't know how to explain it, but Yeah, so I think, oh yeah, and then Donald Trump. Remember when Donald Trump went from being cool with all the ethnicities? He was chilling with the black folks on black people shows and everyone loved him. He was the man. Everyone loved him, right? Back in the day, back in like the 90s or whatever. And then now in current time, he went to the exact opposite where he became, just low key, I would say, like more on the racist side and stuff like that, like just making, prejudice comments towards certain racial groups, when back in the day it was the complete opposite. Geminis can't help. I always know somebody's a Gemini when they morph. Okay, so I'm on a roll right now. Now I want to talk about Libras. I know someone is a Libra because they're ruled by like beauty. And what that means is whatever the person is ruled by, they're going to find some way to unleash it. So let me give an example. If a Libra is not into her own beauty, she'll be into other people's beauty. Or, okay, I'm going to give so many examples. Or they'll be into like aesthetics, like museums, artwork. So the first example is Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian, whether you like her or not, we're going to have to give that girl her flowers because at one point in her career, she was the epitome of a beautiful woman. She was known to be the most beautiful woman in the world. Okay? She was. And we can sit up here and deny it, but it's factual information. She has globally set trends. And I know that she might get her style from black women, but she puts it more on the map. So what I mean is, sure, she might have copied it from black women, but when Kim does something, now the white girls are doing it. Now the Latinas are doing it. Now the Middle Easterns are doing it. You know what I mean? Like she has truly her beauty has that's that Libra. It's the intense beauty influence. So she influenced the baddie aesthetic. All the trends you see today, I'm sorry, but Kim Kardashian influenced it. Libras, they're beauty. Libra's beauty. Okay. There was this one guy that I knew. He was not handsome at all. He was actually ugly, but he was attracted to beautiful artwork. So when you went in his room, the aesthetics were beautiful. His room was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Like I can't emphasize that enough. So they're going to find something to when it comes to beauty to gravitate towards. Okay. Some Libras will gravitate towards beautiful people. So, remember when I told you guys how, like, I went to a party with LA girls, right? And the person that hosted the party, did you know that, like, she only invited beautiful people? And she was a Libra. All of her friends looked really good. It was just very obvious that she was the type to only want to be friends with beautiful
The
people.
women at this party were some of the most beautiful women I had ever seen in my life. And I'm going to explain to you how beautiful. So sometimes I'd literally be scrolling on Pinterest and I'd see the girls that were at that party on Pinterest. So, like, when you guys do YouTube videos and you're putting, images of random women, a lot of times I recognize a lot of those women and I've met them in real life and or they were at the party that I'm talking about. And a lot of the women there, they were in, like I said, music videos with well-known and established celebrities. They had ran, they modeled for well-known companies like H&M and stuff like that. So beautiful. Libras, when it comes to beauty, it's an intense, like they have an intense beauty influence. It's super intense. This girl who threw the party was able to get together. She managed to get together a group of some of the most beautiful women in the freaking world in one party. And even till this day, I just wonder, like, how was she able to do this?
So, do you see what I mean? Where they're gonna find something regarding beauty, whether it's perfecting their own beauty, perfecting artwork, perfecting beauty in their friends. They like beauty. Every sign is ruled by something and they literally cannot help it. Okay. So, the next zodiac sign that I want to talk about, let's talk about Pisces. So, Pisces, it took me a while to put my thumb on Pisces. I am a Pisces, by the way. Um, but something I have been noticing, so the way I can tell someone is a Pisces is they're just a standard sign. So Pisces is actually a rare sign. I've never really met a Pisces, like I've never been close to a Pisces. So I've only been able to observe Pisces on TV. That's it. Pisces is a standard sign. So what I mean is they're very likable. So people usually like Pisces, and even if you look it up on Google, the most liked sign, Pisces is usually going to pop up because I don't know, when I know someone is a Pisces when they're standard, meaning they're the sign that most people will like. Okay, so celebrity examples. Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber at one point about a decade ago when he was younger, everyone liked Justin Bieber. Rihanna. Who doesn't like Rihanna? Who? Everyone likes Rihanna. You know what I mean? Pisces. Everyone tends to like Pisces. Popular. Um, Even I noticed that with me. I will be casually like just minding my business and I'll see everyone just mention my channel. I love Blunt Girly. I have read Reddit threads where just accidentally, not even trying to find myself, and someone will be like, I like Blunt Girly's channel. So even a subscriber had mentioned that they see people talking about me in a positive way all the time. Pisces. But recently I have watched the show Ultimatum, and I like that show because that was the first show where there was a lot of Pisces on that the season. And I started noticing a pattern with Pisces. And you know what I noticed? I can kind of tell when someone's a Pisces when they're delusional when it comes to love. This was very hard for me to accept because when people would call us delusional, my feelings would be hurt and I'd be like, I'm not delusional. Well, the thing is, when you're delusional, it's hard to realize you're delusional because you're delusional. So, Pisces is going to find something. Okay, Pisces are delusional when it comes to love. You know why? Because we are ruled by, I think it's like Neptune, we're ruled by escapism. So, escapism literally means like you're escaping reality. Like, that's Pisces. We escape reality. That's the literal definition of delusional, right? And we're also ruled by romance. That's why we can be delusional when it comes to love in some capacity. And it took me a while to even realize this in myself. So, when I was watching the ultimatum, I was like, oh yeah, like it's clear as day. Like these Pisces are being super delusional over love. Like they're chasing after people that don't want them, that clearly don't want them. I mean, it's just clear as day, right? But I was thinking in my head, like, well, I don't act like that. And I don't. But I'm delusional in different ways when it comes to love. So I'm delusional in a sense where when I find a good man, I started noticing like the types of things that I would do for my man. Most women would either second guess it or just not do it or straight up call me crazy. So, an example that I thought about is if I have a good husband, I got a good husband, right? I started realizing that about myself. Like, I'm so serious. Like, if my man came to me today and said, we're moving to Africa in 3 months, I wouldn't even second guess it. I would just be like, okay. And then that's when I realized I'm like, oh, that's how I'm delusional. Yeah, that is delusional because it's it's like an out of touch with reality, if that makes sense. Like most women would not like no, like the average woman would be like, huh? You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's how I am. Oh, in Pisces, we are a submissive sign. Now I see what they mean by that because once I do find like a person that's my person, it's like I ride for them and I'm just like, okay, like no questions asked. So, what I just said was extremely submissive. It's like, okay, no ifs, ands, or buts. You know what I mean? Also, what's coming to mind right now when we talk about delusional Pisces, think Janae Aiko and Krishan Rock. What did they both do? What do they both have in common about what they did for their man? They literally both tatted. their man's face on their body. Okay? Yes, Pisces, in our own little ways, we do crazy things for love. And the thing about Pisces is we will do that and just shrug our shoulders like, okay. Like, I noticed the attitude when Janae Aiko did it. It's like she just, like, whatever. Same with Krishan. And I'm that same way too. Like, I'm not going to get a man's face tatted on me, but I'm saying, like, my example when I gave, if my man came to me and was like, we're moving to Japan, I'd be like, all right. So, there's that delusion when it comes to love that I keep talking about. Had said, listen, whatever you won't do, a Pisces probably would for love. Okay, like we're ruled by romance. Another Pisces is O Steph Co. Do I need to explain anymore? She's literally known on YouTube to share all her delusional love story times and love failures. And I noticed that O Steph Co is delusional in a way where it'll be totally her fault and her doings as to why her love life is not going well. And she'll override that and just blame it on, well, I don't have a man because of luck. So that's that delusional Pisces. So I feel like when it comes to love, yes, you may not notice it, but if you are a Pisces, you are delusional in some capacity. Okay, like I'm the type, yes, once I got a good man, when my man says jump, I'm going to say how high. That's just how I am. Well, to a certain extent, but more than the average person, I would say. So it took me so long to realize that in myself. It took me so long because I'm like, excuse me, I am not delusional. But yeah, you'll realize it if you're a Pisces. So yeah, that's how I can tell when someone's a Pisces. It's like they're delusional when it comes to love. I think her name was, I forgot what her name was, but yeah, okay. So let's see. The next zodiac sign. Let's talk about Leos. So, Leos, they're a sun sign. So, if you look at the planets, right, the sun is the biggest star in the solar system or whatever. I don't know. So yeah, that's Leo. Leo screams celebrity. You guys just, the word celebrity pops up in my head, like star, celebrity. You guys, okay, Leos need attention and they're going to get it in some way, shape, or form. So I can give different examples. I noticed that every time I'm in a group chat and there's one Leo, they do little things to get attention. So my friend pointed this out. There was this one Leo where she would send selfies of herself so that way she can get adoration. And it was literally like a work chat. Like, what are you sending person? She was the only one sending personal selfies to a work chat. Leo, she wants the adoration. Um, and I noticed that when I'm in a group chat with Leos, they tend to just take the spotlight in the conversation. Like they like the spotlight to be on them, if that makes sense. So if we're talking about something, they try to maneuver the spotlight back to them. I noticed that they can't even help it. They don't even realize it. That's what I'm saying. They don't realize it. All these signs, they don't realize what they do. So that's how I can tell someone is a Leo. If it's not that, if it's not them trying to be like the life of the party, just they scream center of attention. I need attention in some capacity. Give me attention in some shape or form, some way, shape, or form. Okay. So a Leo would be like Kylie Jenner. The Kardashian family, it really makes sense to me. You have Kim rolled by beauty. Kylie is like the star, the Leo. So yeah. Yep. Okay, so yeah, they're Leos are a fire sign, and they're fiery when it comes to star power. They're star power. Yes, they are. Yeah. They're the ones I would say I can see Leos going like viral online, just becoming celebrities. Okay? All right. So, Taurus. Let's talk about Taurus. So, I always know someone is a Taurus when they're expensive in some way, shape, or form. So they're gonna find something to gravitate towards that's expensive. So for example, my one coworker, they give bougie vibes. So my coworker, I complimented their perfume, and then they said their perfume costed $200. Mind you, this was a man. Taurus. Taurus. 200, it was like two, I think it was like $300 for perfume. Yeah, only a Taurus is gonna do that. Because that's insane to everyone else. Only a Taurus would do that. But that's just one example. Taurus, you are expensive in some way, shape, or form. You're gonna find something to spend a lot of money on. That's what you guys are kind of like ruled by, like materialism. Okay. Also Taurus, I always know someone is a Taurus because you guys scream earth sign. You do. I know there's like a few earth signs, maybe three earth signs, but out of all the earth signs, you scream earth sign. And what I mean is you just give stable, healthy, grounded, sounded. Like I feel like the one to least have mental issues would be a Taurus in my opinion, because they're a very grounded zodiac sign. So you guys kind of in a way remind me of old people, because you know you guys do have that boring stereotype. So when you pair the grounded, mature, boring, expensive, like think about it, that's like how old people live, you know what I mean? So yeah. Okay, so I'm trying to think. Oh, Sagittarius. Okay, when I think of a Sagittarius, I always know someone is a Sag because you guys are fiery. I don't think you do. You guys realize that you guys are fiery? Like Sagittarius remind me of the term feisty Latina, and it could just be a bias because most of the Sagittarius that I met were Latina and they were extremely feisty. But you guys are the epitome of fire. So I know that there's other fire signs, but you guys scream fire. So like you guys are very passionate people, and then I love it when people try you because Sagittarius be talking so much crap. Like Sagittarius is another sign that I like their bluntness. And like they are the opposite of, like they're just super vulgar. Every Sagittarius I met, they love to curse. They love to curse, and they say very like they tend to be very controversial with how they speak because they say things that would trigger most people. Like, you know, you guys, the way you talk, it reminds me of the early 2000s, just extremely blunt. They don't care. Like, they don't. And I should have gave my username to Sagittarius. You guys should take my username because no, you guys are blunt. And one thing about it, I like how unapologetic they are. They're not only blunt, but they don't care. So they will straight up just speak their mind, and I love it. Ugh, give me more. Okay, give me more. Um, I'm trying to think. Um, yeah, okay, so I'm trying to think of any other zodiac sign. Okay, Cancer. You guys, you're not gonna like it, okay? But I always know someone is a Cancer when it's like they're the types, you ever had a friend where it's like, are you my friend or are you my man? That's how Cancers act. Like, it's the clinginess. They're extremely clingy. And to me, anytime you're clingy, I think clinginess is only okay in relationships. It's not okay at all, but if you're going to do it in relationships. You can't be clingy with your friends because to me, I'm going to think, do you like me? Do you have a crush on me? So I always mistake um Cancers for like, even when it's like family members and friends, I'm like, do you like me or something? Like, ew. But no, I always know someone is a Cancer because Cancers are going to be the ones. I remember it was this one girl. She was always crying on the internet. She would post herself weekly with tears in her eyes. And I'm like, you are such a Cancer. So I feel like the people that come on the internet and post themselves crying, I feel like they're cancers. Yes, they're cancers. Cancers, I already said this. You guys, especially when you're a little kid, when you're a little kid, oh my God, their first reaction is crying. That's like their it's like they can't help it. It's like I would look at the other cancer kids and I would think, you do know there's other ways to deal with, like conflict resolution. Like, why does everything resort into tears? Emotional, sad. Everything is sad with cancers. Sad. You know what I mean? There's other forms of dealing with your emotions. So, I don't know, the cancers. I just literally remember when I was a kid, I would look at cancers and I was pretty cool when it came to criticism. But whenever a cancer got criticized, they would be in literal tears and I'd be looking at them like, you good? Like, you crashing out. Okay? Like, they be crashing out for real. Like, that's why I told them in the other video, it's going to be okay. Like, everything don't gotta be tears, tears, tears. Like, there's other forms. Whew. Oh, and yeah. So that's another thing. It's the victim complex. Oh, you know who's a cancer? I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Chrissy. Didn't she literally started the colorism channel evolution of basically a bunch of dark skinned women complaining and crying about being dark skinned. You can't make this up. I swear to God, y'all better not say astrology is fake because every last one of you act exactly like your zodiac sign. That's the thing that be killing me. Astrology is stupid. Astrology is fake. Whole time you act exactly like your zodiac sign. Like, what are you talking about? That is the perfect definition of a freaking cancer. And then meanwhile, on my channel, like I said, I would be responding to those talking points and I'd be like, do you know that everything is doesn't go back to, oh, it's because I'm dark skinned? Like, there's other, like, okay, maybe it's your personality, maybe you're unattractive. Cancer. Cancers only know how to go to one resort, which is their resort is victim, crying. They don't know how to have nuances with their emotions and like conflict. So if anything bad happens, like for example, that's what Chrissy's channel reminds me of. It's like when it came to conflict with dark skinned women, it was only this only happened because they were dark skinned. So let's cry about it. I'm dark skinned, let me cry. No, there's other nuances to the conversation. So it literally reminds me of when I was a kid and I'd be looking at the other cancers and it's like everything is just cry, cry, cry. Cannot make this up. So I'm trying to think, did I miss any? Oh, Virgo, 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 Virgo. I didn't forget about you guys. Okay. I always know someone is a Virgo when they're putting me up on game. Virgos be making me feel like, they make me feel like, is there anything else I don't know in life? Like the way they just reveal things to me, like, you guys are the epitome of intellect. My favorite YouTuber that I've already mentioned, I'll just say her name, Six the Goddess. I may not agree with all of her talking points, but what I will say is when it comes to her critical thinking skills, oof, it just does it for me like no other. I love, even if I don't agree, her critical thinking skills is an art. Her videos are all unique. She doesn't get her talking points from anyone else but her brain, and you can tell because she dives deep, and that's exactly what I be needing. I always know someone is a Virgo when they have long, deep, intellectual conversations and they're enlightening you. So they're always, Virgos are going to be the ones to teach you. Okay. That's why people don't like them. They say, they criticize. No, they're teaching you about yourself. Okay. Criticism, constructive criticism. That is a Virgo. Okay. And I love it. I be eating it up every time. You guys are intelligent. I always know someone is a Virgo, and it could just be my bias because I'm very compatible with them. But like my best friend is a Virgo. We literally will be on the phone for 8 hours, no breaks, because that's how deep and intellectual and very critical our conversations get. Like when you're a critical thinker, sometimes I have to stop my videos, okay? Because when it comes to critical thinking, It's like a never ending cycle of unpacking. Okay. And I noticed that me and my best friend, we will be on the phone from the sun up to the sun down. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Yes. So, yeah, I noticed that about my best friend. Um, that's why we get along. She just gives me what I can't get in other people. So that's why I like Virgos. You come to a Virgo when you want to be intellectually stimulated. I go to Virgos for that. I'm even thinking of and shout out to this content creator. This one subscriber really caught my attention with her comments, and then come to find out she's a Virgo. Her name is Cerise, so you can check out her channel. I like it. She would just be in the comment section just putting me up on so much game. She's super intelligent. And I like the way she would leave comments. It would just be like paragraphs and long. And I love that because I do that too. So I noticed that every time I talk to a Virgo, it's like, oh, we just can't stop talking. So, it's that intellectual stimulation. So I feel like low key, when I think about it, I feel like Virgos are going to be the ones where it's like, you better hide your man because they know how to stimulate that brain. Okay, a lot of the other signs are extremely surface level. Like most signs are extremely surface level. And Virgos have that, like, it's just like, whew, you guys are really good at that. So, yeah, you guys just really do it for me. Like, when I talk about my favorite YouTubers, Virgos, Virgos. Um, what else can I say about you guys? Yeah, I always know somebody's a Virgo when they're literally like, no other sign does that. Like, no other sign will bring information to my attention that I was not aware of. So they're the helpers. Okay, am I missing anything else? So let's run down the list. So I got Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Leo, Libra, Gemini, Sag, Virgo, Capricorn. I feel like I might be forgetting a sign, but I'm so sorry if I forgot your sign. Let me think. I think I got every sign. I swear I did. Taurus, I think. Oh my god, I have hiccups. All right, well, I'm just gonna end this video. I'm so sorry if I forgot your sign. Whew, that was a lot of talking. I'm actually not gonna edit this, so we're just gonna upload this straight. All right, guys, bye.